This week we bring you a conversation with one of the youngest rising stars in Midwest bodybuilding, Trever Birch. From competing on stage as a teenager in high school to dominating quickly in his early 20s. Trevor's passion may appear to be his armored physique, but don't let that fool you. Listen in and learn how much time, patience, attention to detail, and enjoyment he gives to others under his guidance as they pursue their dreams. Along with Trever, his foundation of reality, Amanda Bock joined in to make this one of the best episodes yet. Make sure to give them both a follow as they chase their dreams to that golden ticket of iron. Finally, this episode was sponsored by Torque Strength and Conditioning. Torque Strength and Conditioning is a great place to work out and offers a variety of programs such as Torque GPP, Torque Barbell, Torque Fit, personal coaching and wellness, and youth and teen development, and we hope you enjoy the podcast.
So we are lucky enough to have with us Trever Birch, and you are a bodybuilder competitor,
Yes.
and you're also a trainer, and we can go deeper into this, but you want to just talk about yourself a little bit and explain what else you do besides bodybuilding and training? Did I miss anything there?
That's pretty much it. So
Okay.
yeah, thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it. First time I've ever done anything like this, so appreciate it. But
Okay.
yeah, so I started in bodybuilding when I was 16 years old, essentially, and just loved it from there. And kind of built my brand. Started Anytime Fitness. Worked there for about 4 years, and from there started my own. And now I'm just loving it. So it's growing by the day. So it's just I have my LLC called Back by Burch. Just throwing that out there.
That's awesome. Yeah, try to speak a little bit louder to the mic.
Yeah.
Anthony will edit himself too. But
Yeah.
well, let's start where it kind of began for you. I mean, because I remember I met you years ago, probably, I don't know how many, 5-6 years back maybe, at just a global gym, and you were still pretty jacked and lean back then.
Yeah.
But you walk in today and I thought Flex Lewis was here.
Yeah.
It's different. I mean, my
that
goodness,
thickness,
you look the growth has happened.
I appreciate
But you want to kind of talk about how you got started in all this? Because you competed your first competition really young.
So
You
I
were
was
like
young.
15 or 16?
Yeah, so I started training for my first bodybuilding show at 14 years old. I did my first show when I was 16 years old. Just picked up from there. I've done 8 shows now.
Yeah.
Last show is in 2018. I did the Upper Midwest, and I won the overall for the first time. That was huge. I think that kind of helped my business as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just getting your name out there. And
So when you were 14 and you just started training, did you know at that time? I mean, like the rest of us, you probably just started working out in the basement.
Oh yeah, it was
Did you know you?
Oh, the old sand
Yeah.
weights.
Yeah.
The ones that Dad had.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 100 curls.
And did you know at that time that you wanted to compete in the future, or were you just working out to work out? And then when did you kind of catch the bug to compete? Did someone kind of push it in your ear, just watching YouTube videos, or?
Yeah, so I was in wrestling actually. So it was for sports. I
Sure.
worked out for sports and played wrestling, football, and track. I did pretty well, and then from that, I kind of had the look. I had that look. I was always told in wrestling, like I had the shapes for wrestling.
Yeah.
And then I heard about his name's Ryan Beauvais. He's another trainer. He's
Okay.
been around for a while. He used to have the underground gym.
Oh, sure.
A while ago, and he was my first trainer. So he's like, I messaged him on Facebook, and I was like, hey, I like that look and everything, and kind of took off from there. And so did my first show when I was 16 after that. So.
Did you work with him when you were 14?
Yeah, so I was like 15, and then we're like 10. I was almost 16, and we're like 10 weeks out from the show. He's like, "Hey, you gonna do the show?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." I looked like shit for my first show and everything, but
you were 16,
yeah,
right?
I was 16, not knowing what I was getting myself into, and
Sometimes you just gotta jump in.
yeah, you just gotta go for it. That's what I tell people now. You just gotta feel out the ropes, just get into it. Just gotta take that.
Well,
leap.
in credit to you, you were probably, 14, 15, reaching out to somebody where a lot of people are probably hesitant or got other things in their mind at that age, but you had the
knew
passion
what it
and
was.
for you to actually reach out with the initiation to do that is really huge.
Yeah.
And by the look you're talking about the elusive X everyone's going for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You got those perfect shoulders down to your freaking waist,
When
and
I was
quads.
like 10 years old, I always had abs, like that look, shoulders coming down. So it's like that little kid.
Everyone at school hated you. Just
Always
Fuck that guy.
I was the strongest kid.
okay.
Yeah.
So then you started training. Now, were you driving all the way over? Because that underground is in White Bear Lake, right? So that was like a half-hour drive for you.
Yeah, from Somerset, where I grew up, and I was 14, 15 at the time. So I went with a buddy actually. And
Okay.
He drove me every day. Like he did the first show with me.
Really?
Also, so my best friend Jared Meyer.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen him.
Yeah, you trained. He's a little bit taller, isn't he?
A little taller,
Yeah.
like a physique guy, but yeah, every day for 2 years straight, we drive to underground.
Every day after that's really cool.
Every day after school. So
Well, that was an old school environment down there too. You had the old
Yeah,
weights, everything's kind of grungy.
Yeah,
That was probably an atmosphere you need to be in.
Yeah, chalk and everything. So, and that's ideal kind of gym. So
Yeah. So how did you do that first competition you did when you were 16?
How to do it? It was half-assed. It was, I mean, you're 16 years old, so I still have my cheat meals and everything.
Yeah.
And, instead of doing ground turkey, I'd do turkey burgers and stuff like that. But
Whoa.
yeah, so it was like I was trying to do it, but
Yeah. Now, did it help that you had a wrestling background? So did you have to cut for wrestling, or were you pretty already mentally stable as far as?
So right before I got to do my
nutrition?
first show, I wrestled at I weighed 125. So I wrestled that year, and I cut it from like 150, like 160 from there. So I always had that cutting mindset coming into it.
Yeah.
And just it's that mindset you're just gonna do it. Like I don't care what it takes. I'm just gonna get there. So I kind of developed into bodybuilding too, and weightlifting.
I can see how that mindset definitely those two work together.
Yeah, you think you'd see a lot more, and maybe there are, I don't know, but you think you see a lot more wrestlers go into bodybuilding at some point.
Yeah, I hear a lot of guys, but
I think it happens a little later.
Does it?
I don't know. I think, well, the ones that I know, there's a few that I went to high school with. Also, now they're getting into it, and they're way out of college, and all of a sudden they can go on full feed and lift weights, and they put on stupid amount of weight. The ones I've seen, it's
they just
amazing.
do it. They just don't quit.
Yeah.
Like the goal till they throw up and then keep going.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like that workout training they do. I mean, you remember those guys would be running stairs and miles with 45s on their back, where they could hold
I
it
used
just
to do that stuff,
endlessly.
running between my telephone poles, like with a car chasing me, like that kind of old school stuff. Like, yeah.
So how was your result in your first meet? Did you take first? Were you kind of in the middle?
Second in teens.
Okay.
Out of 4 competitors.
Wow. And how was it through 18? How were you in 16 only?
19. So there were some 19-year-olds in there.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to share something? You can grab a block or something. There's different chairs around. Go over there.
Just sitting on my dirty ass floor.
There's folding chairs over here too if you want.
Yep, there's
She's too nice to say.
Yeah. She'll be so passive aggressive like a Minnesotan.
She'll be so uncomfortable.
You're sitting there on a king couch, stressing. So after that first bite of that, I mean that's a whole other thing too. Where it was probably the first time you. Well, let's talk about that because probably the first time you had to learn how to, besides just lift, you have to learn how to pose, right?
Yeah, posing's huge. Like, posing's everything. It's that illusion of making yourself look bigger than you really are. So it's a whole different world. It opened my eyes to different styles of training.
Now, were
I wasn't
you
used to and,
were you kind of excited to go on stage and have eyes on you, or is that a nervous thing too when you're 16?
You're so damn nervous. Like I still to this day get butterflies going on stage, and always crazy nervous. So it's always going to be there. It just means you care, really. If you're that nervous about something, you care about it. So.
And then did you have to get a tan back in that age? Did they do spray tan?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, shave you down, put on your mankini, supposed to put on a sock when you tan. I didn't wear a sock my first time. Just went in straight up, tan me down. And
wow.
I was 16 years old. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
And back then too, everyone went and run.
You didn't know.
Yeah. So it's just.
Is a part of the initiation. Don't tell that guy.
Yeah, right. Probably was. Screw it.
So then, after that first appearance on stage, you did you leave with just some adrenaline, some really want to keep attacking this?
Yeah.
Obviously, or did you think like, maybe I don't want to do this again?
Yeah,
what was kind of your?
Just, it's like that bug that you get. You want to do it again. You want to improve. You want to do more. I just wanted to look bigger. It opened my eyes to how kind of humbles you too. Like I thought I was big at 16 years old, and you really aren't. So yeah.
And 16 is only because you might be the youngest guest we ever had on here because you're only what 22?
It's 23.
You are 23.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. So then from that meet, what did you go back, continue training for another meet a few years later? Did you do another meet a couple months later? How did that transfer for you?
Essentially, after 16, I took about so I competed at 17 as well. So about every year from 16 to now, I've trained, except for between 2016 and 2018, I took 2 years off to compete, to grow. But yeah, you just go right back in the off season, try to grow, try to work on your weak points, and
let's talk about that a bit because I think it's an important thing where I think we talked before, some people just go from, because they're in that state and that look already, the body percent fat so low, they just keep going from show to show, right?
Yeah.
But how important is it to take a step back and work on that growth?
Yeah, it's huge. Like you got to work on your weak points. yeah, like for me personally, I had to work on my legs, they had to grow, and my arms. So I was always a torso kind of bodybuilder. I had a big chest and back and shoulders, but I knew I had to grow my legs and arms. So I train legs 3 times a week, like trying to get my legs to grow.
Do you still do that, or you did it back when you were in
I only do once now.
Okay.
But yeah, because they grew.
Yeah.
They grew from that. I just hammered them. Every week I'd be throwing up, trying to push my legs to grow.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So.
And then in your world, when you say grow, are you measuring them constantly, or are you kind of just?
It's all visual.
In visual,
it's
okay.
all visual. How I look in the mirror. Really.
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember this, but a few years ago we were at the local gym. I remember you came in on like a Sunday, and you were doing a leg workout, but you had like a long sleeve shirt on. I was like, Trevor, you're looking kind of small. Good for you. Thinking you're like lean out. You're like, what are you talking about? And you remember that? You ran in the locker room. You put a sleeveless shirt, came back out. You're like, you never took a bodybuilder. You look small.
What do you want to hear? I want to hear you look skinny. Like the one thing.
Yeah, that was great.
Like that's like a joke my buddies from high school say. Ryder, you're looking tiny. Like, get bent.
Yeah, you would straight to the locker room, switch shirts, came back out, and you look jacked. Like, okay.
I had to reestablish dominance.
That's what it was. It was hilarious, but it's true because you need that pump, that confidence that you're growing.
That confidence. And now I'm to that point where I just don't care. Like I'm not trying to impress anyone. And I'll try to make myself look smaller actually during the day, except for the thing on. But when I'm training people, it's kind of professional, and I'll wear bigger clothes and stuff like that. And
they can probably be intimidating first time too when someone comes in and sees someone that large. That's
huge. So
So let's keep talking about your transition from there. So you took 2 years off, and what was your next competition from there?
16,
Yeah.
So 16, I competed in 2007, or competed when I was 17. So first show was 2012, and then 2013. I competed twice in 2014. I was 19 years old. I did the Mr. Minnesota. I took first in teens and second in middleweights to now IFBB Pro Jerome Din.
Okay.
So he's a pro now. And it was close actually. I had people telling me like I had the class and everything when I was 19 years old. So that was a huge confidence boost for me as well. And then I did teen nationals after that. And that was okay. I mean, I looked so good at the Mr. Minnesota that I kind of backed off for teen nationals, and I just had that mind. I don't know what I was doing, but took fourth at teen nationals, which isn't bad because there's this pretty stacked class. All the guys now are doing very well. I still follow them on Instagram and social media, but
very nice.
Yeah, and then from there, 2019, and then my next show was 2016 actually. So I was 21 when I did that. And
is that where you won the whole thing up in Fargo?
That when I was 21 was I was 20. Yeah, I was 20 in 2016. So that one I came in as a middleweight. I won the middleweight class, and then I lost the overall to another bigger guy. It was his first show.
Oh, okay.
What's his name? Chris. That's his last name. But and then from there I took another year off, and then came in 2018. And then won that whole show. So just won for that year. So.
Okay. So question for you, when you win that whole show, did that provide you your pro card yet or not? Or what does that provide you like a stepping stone to perform somewhere else? Okay.
It's like you qualify for nationals, so you have to take first and second in your class, qualify for a national show, and that national show is a whole different monster. Like you think you look good for Minnesota, but you go to these national shows and you're just gonna get fifth call out. You win a whole show around here, and like I know I'm not ready for that step. I know I have to take another 2 years off to even be competitive at that level.
Really? Even right now, you still have to?
Still have to. So even though I look good to the average person, it's nothing compared to there. So I don't want to go in and just compete to compete. Like I want to go in and place well. Like you want to win that stuff. So
and you have enough shows in your foundation you've already produced that you know it. And it's really cool that you're humble enough to take a step back.
Yeah, you gotta look at the big picture.
Yeah,
you gotta be realistic with yourself and realistic with because I'm not just gonna go drop $1,000 and get fourth call out and feel like shit from that. So
Yeah, you gotta know real expectations, and well, not only that, then you can set up a game plan and grow towards what your goal is. So that's good.
And are you winning prize money beside if you know when you get that card or you win a few shows? Is it lucrative for the prize money or not?
It's really you get nothing out of it. It's just a hobby right now.
It's a prideful thing.
Like these guys, it's just an ego thing. So
Yeah.
Even though I won a show, it's just like right back to the drawing board.
Gotcha.
Like you got to keep growing. You got to continue. It's like what's next.
Yeah.
Like you can't just stop there and be happy with.
Yeah.
Well, you say it's kind of an ego thing, but I also think that it's a something that if that's the type of people that you want to coach, and you continue to do that, you're continuing to overcome adversity and obstacles and figure out ways around things. And so I think that's really important that if that's the clientele that you want to attract, that you are in the trenches yourself.
Yeah. yeah, for sure, you have to prove yourself. I feel like coaches should be proving themselves, competing in what they're like providing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
So with that, with you, what have you always had the same coach? Have you bounced around from coach to
I've
coach?
had so many coaches. You just gotta find someone that's right for you. That's what, even my clients now. I tell them if you're not gonna train with me anymore, like, sorry it didn't work out, but find someone that is gonna support you and so they're gonna be there for you.
So what's been some of the most important things for you with the best qualities in certain coaches you've had that have helped you personally produce your best? What do you find?
So I think being a coach, I tell my clients too, you wanna, when you're looking for a coach, I mean, you want that communication. So here, let me back up for this. So
It's a hard question.
yeah,
It is. It encompasses a lot of fields.
Because every coach is
It's
going to bring
everything.
something different to the
Yeah,
table,
there's a
right?
lot. Yeah, take your time.
Yeah. So basically, the way that I want to be a coach to clients is what I would want to look for in a coach. So I'd want that like, communication with them. If I would text them that day, I'd expect a text back. I call that day, I want to call back. Frequency on that. Just giving what they kind of sold you on. So really, yeah.
And that's a really big thing because you're paying someone that much money for probably not only the training but the nutrition and some other aspects. You want that support too. And is it also in like powerlifting or Olympic lifting, weightlifting? You're sending, if your coach isn't there with you a lot of times, the video of your lift to them and you want a response back. Are they doing that in bodybuilding world? Are you watching their lifts? Are you critiquing the lift as well if you're not with them? Or are you specifically, you only train them in person? How does that work for your type of?
If I have like an online person,
Yeah.
see me, I'll try to. It's hard having a lot of online clients. Like they're obviously not going to get that like first-hand touch and everything. But yeah, if I'm with them and if I'm training, I try to be flexible with them. So if I'm not training someone in person and they're training with me online, but I see them in person, I'll show them. I'll take them through a lift.
Okay.
You got to be flexible as a coach. Like you got to give them what they want and everything. So.
You gotta kind of give a little, get a little.
Yeah, you gotta do like that. I always describe it like the Walt Disney's theory on everything. It's like that +1. You want to do that a little extra, so you gotta go up and beyond on that.
And that builds a lot of trust and loyalty with that client as well, knowing that you actually are in it for them. It's not for yourself a lot, which probably builds a lot of trust.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's huge as a coach. There's coaches give so much, and as we should, it's our job. But it's one of those things. It's just it can be hard. But once you find that connection with an athlete, then you have them.
Yeah.
Like for life. Maybe they have to move on for a different reason. Like if I had someone else that wanted to do bodybuilding, I couldn't fucking coach them. What do I know? So just depends on what they want, right? Yeah. But for sure.
One of the biggest obstacles that I found with online clients is boundaries, and something that people don't really talk about too much. So you're talking a little bit about, I expect a call back or I expect a text back, which I agree. But one of the challenges that I ran into with online clients is that a lot of times I didn't do a very good job setting expectations or boundaries. And so I was getting calls and texts all hours of the day and night, calls and texts about things that were not related to our business together. So tell me a little bit about how you've set boundaries or how you set expectations to maintain a work-life balance.
I'm right with you right there. I don't set kind of boundaries on it. Like if they're gonna text me at 2 a.m., I'll respond right away and I wake up in the morning and everything. So I know Amanda hates it. I get texts all day long. I'm responding. I'm on my phone all day. I looked at my screen time the other day and it was 9 hours a day spending on my phone. And that's screen time. That's not like in between and everything. Yeah. So it's bad, but I'm right with you.
It can become quite a challenge.
It can be. I used to do some online coaching. Yeah. And I sell programming, which I've been pretty fortunate to make some decent money off of, but online coaching's a motherfucker. It's tough.
It's hard because you can't see them in person. So I'm constantly texting them how's your day going? How's your food? I have some clients honestly that I have online. I'll have them text me every meal they do throughout the day. So I know what they're eating, if they're eating the plan, so they can't slip up. I'll text me when they're at the gym, what they're doing. Exactly. So
that's good though. I mean, it shows you care.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're gonna get out of it what they paid for sure.
It just becomes a lot. I know Amanda hates it.
She's over here just stewing.
Yeah. I'm on my phone at 10 p.m. when we're in bed and stuff. And I'm
I think that's any business owner. anyone I've dated, they just look at me, "What are you on your phone?"
Yeah.
Well, fuck, man, I'm working. Like it's a very hard thing to be like, just to put that damn thing down.
So
One thing that helped me is I actually don't put my work email on my phone anymore.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would check it
See, and I have
like
everything
30 times a day.
I have everything connected. I have my phone number everywhere, my personal email everywhere.
Yeah.
I get everything in one. Like,
It's tough.
Yeah.
But that's life. That's what we do now. So.
And with that, we do have the Miss Amanda we've been referring to. Are you guys engaged now, I believe?
We are engaged.
You are engaged.
Nice.
Congratulations.
And is she also one of your clients?
I've been her, I guess, her only coach for shows.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So now that they've been just ragging this whole time, do you want to maybe talk a little bit about how what you appreciate from your coach that he does, besides answering text messages? What is something that he brings to the table that if others are listening, you would give proponents of Trevor being a coach? What do you appreciate from his coaching, besides being his fiance?
The biggest thing I appreciate is he is always there, and I know he says that I hate it. There's trying to find that balance in between your personal life and that business life, but the fact is, like, I know personally a lot of his clients, and a lot of his clients are my friends, and knowing that he's there for them, regardless if it's, a question about their meal plan or they're just having a hard day, he's always there. And I know just trying to find that balance in between, your personal business that you want to thrive and I want him to thrive, just trying to find that in between, but he is always there.
And let's talk about that a little bit, because I think it's actually a great point you brought up within this industry or coaching, whether it's strength conditioning, bodybuilding, whatever. I think having a supportive relationship is really crucial to being successful. Because a lot of people can find jealousy, or we're talking about, why are you guys on your phone, or this. Like, to have someone that understands that. How important is that for you to have someone by your side that supports everything you do?
it's everything. Like, I don't think I'd be as far as I am without that support.
Yeah.
So it's huge. I know a lot of couples can't do it, especially being her coach and being engaged.
That's
tough.
It's
an interesting
I have to tell her
dynamic.
no, and I kind of make that switch between like a coach and everything. So I'm like, like, I know you want to eat another ice cream, but you can't. Like, you want another cookie, but no, like, it sucks. But love you, but no. It's not gonna.
When you see the result on stage, it's probably all worth it for all the hard work and dedication you put in, and the resistance to be smart enough to do that.
You don't want to let him down.
Yeah, say that a little closer. Was that?
Yeah, you just don't want to let him down. Like, he's my fiance and coach. It's like, oh my goodness, if I make him disappointed in myself, I couldn't do that. No.
And another point you brought up was it's not just about physical health, and I'm always there for like that mental health side too. So it's like if people are having a bad day, I'm always asking what's wrong. Like, those little things add up as a coach. Like, you can't just be strictly training and then I'm done with you and I don't care how the rest of your day went. Like,
because that affects training more than anything else, I think.
Affects so much. I've had a lot of recent conversations, like, especially with buying a new house. Amanda's dropped 6 pounds this past week just on stress. Nothing changed. 6 months. I have another client going through a lot of stuff, and stress plays a big role in stuff. Like,
That's
you can.
Point.
Like, I know for me, I know my athletes insanely well, but I've known them a long time. And they come in, I'll look at them like, you just know something's wrong. I'm like, you okay? And sometimes they just want to either maybe come in and just kill themselves, like on the sled or a grinding workout. But you got to know how to adjust the day for that person, right?
Yeah.
So they, especially, I mean, for you, they're training. That's probably their sanctuary. For other coaches.
Safe and,
exactly. You want them to have that outlet.
They gotta be well, for sure.
That's a great point to bring up when you said the mental health and the stats, somebody performing in the gym or even nutritionally, staying on track and not just staying up all night and not getting sleep, right? Because all that stuff adds up to just your total ability to perform.
It's the little things. It's everything, really.
So talking about the other things outside of the gym, are you also providing them nutrition? Are you also providing them guidance on sleep and stuff? What do you kind of evolve?
I try to do their whole world with it, honestly, on it. So I provide as much as I can to my knowledge, really.
Sure.
So if I don't know, I'm going to be researching that stuff and looking it up. But workouts, nutrition. I'll do, if I have clients doing posing, I don't really charge them for posing. I don't charge for posing, but I'll take them through everything. If they're going through a show with me, like a bodybuilding show, I'll take them through that, start to finish. Like, I'll even stay in the room with them and wake them up every 2 hours to eat, pose, Yeah, I go that far.
Really?
You're a straight up motherfucking OG.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I'm like, that's awesome. Because that's what I would want in a coach.
Yeah,
so
for
I
sure.
try to put that on my clients. I set an example.
Yeah, but
really.
you're setting expectations on how hard you work.
Yeah.
How they should be doing
It's
the same.
Definitely the little things that add up. Like just they might think staying in the room's not a big deal, but seeing them in person is huge. Like being there, walking through the process is huge. Like telling them not just being a coach, like being a friend, being there. So
Well, that'd be like me or Nick not going to a meet and be like, here's your numbers.
Yeah,
Good luck.
exactly.
Right.
All that work we put in,
Yeah.
I see that so much.
Let me know how you do.
We'll bring you to that point and then just be like, follow this plan. And sometimes it's not going to go to the plan. You can't just, especially with bodybuilding, it's so changing. It's ever changing, and your body changes by the hour, especially coming up to shows and stuff. So you gotta be there. You need someone that's there.
So obviously you have people coming in and training with you for shows that are coming from different backgrounds, different body shapes, different, mental health or nutritional health statuses. Do you always go with the same type of nutritional diet or, nutritional deficit, or do you attack them differently based on the person, how they can
Definitely.
respond?
Everyone's different. So I've had clients that'll come from eating 2 meals a day and energy drinks, and I'll have to start them at 3 meals a day. Like we can't start on eating 7 meals a day.
Great
off
point.
this. So definitely, and I can't even go off macros by that point. I can't even go off their body weight. If they're only eating 2 meals a day and an energy drink, I have to start at let's eat 3 meals and get like a half gallon of water in, stuff like that. And it's not just gonna be chicken; it's gonna be other things. And,
Yeah, it's a slow progression.
Yeah, slow progression with everyone.
That probably takes a while to get their base down.
Yeah, it takes it.
Yeah.
Definitely takes.
Yeah, that's something that, as a coach, I don't. We do nutrition here, but it's so hard.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's the hardest thing. Like to get people to just like, will you please eat?
And I try to be flexible to what they like. Like if they don't like a food, I'm not gonna put it on.
For sure.
If they like a food, I'm gonna try to fit it in there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And are you, when you give them these options of foods to have and to intake, are you trying to like give them recipes, or they just make what they? I mean,
If
how does
they
that
really
go?
ask, I have done recipes, but I'm honestly just Googling that stuff and recipes. But
Then figure it out.
yeah, or what I've done personally, if I have a way like little things. But
That's one thing too. There's so much out there now, especially for that. Like some people just like take the initiative, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of people like asking you just to talk to you.
Yeah.
Even though you can Google it and get the same answer.
Yeah.
They just want to ask you. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know. So.
Yeah, I'll get that's not such a rhetorical question, but I'll get people sometimes be like, so when's class tomorrow? And I'll just literally send them the link to our website.
Yeah.
Be like, there.
They
You know where it's at.
They just want, people want to feel special.
Sometimes they just want to be heard, and that's
And as far as another outside of training, just sleep. Do you try to give your clients advice on, hey, I need 8 hours of sleep, or does that not really matter to you?
It's important, but I'm not. If they're not getting sleep, then I'll have them take a sleep supplement, do this, and try to fall asleep earlier. But if it's bad, so usually I don't have anything crazy.
Now training. Let's not even get to cardio. Sorry about physical weightlifting.
Yeah.
So training, weightlifting. Let's talk about your style a little bit. We talked a little bit beforehand. You're kind of more into power bodybuilding, right?
It's like I call it power bodybuilding, where I set kind of my base strength in the beginning of the workout, all my power movements, and then I go into the pumping and squeezing and reps, and from there, so supersets and all of that. So
nice.
And are you doing with your power building? Are you doing a lot of your? We follow a lot of your stuff on the Instagram. I'll throw that out here in a little while. But are you doing a lot of free weight stuff, or is it more the machine type stuff? What do you prefer for injury wise? Because bodybuilders are a little bit different than.
I guess if you have an injury, I'm gonna stick on machines, but for the most part, I stick on free weights.
You do, okay.
It's the easiest for me to progress and to see where I'm really at with just a barbell or a dumbbell in my hand. Most of the gyms don't have dumbbells that go up as heavy as I need. To be honest, I'm not trying to say anything, but so
fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever thought about like getting into in your off season where you're 2 years of building up? Have you thought about doing like a strongman competition just for the fun of it? Or?
I've always thought about it. I've actually competed in 2 powerlifting meets when I was in high school.
You have? Okay.
And I won those actually
Oh,
when I
wow.
was like 16.
Give us some numbers.
I think I did 275 at 16 at like 150 for a bench.
Oh shit.
Decent amount.
I thought you were gonna say squat.
God damn.
It's like I just did like 315. It was.
You probably got a pretty damn good deadlift with your body too.
Deadlifts it's always been a strength. So
yeah,
like bench and deadlifts and squats, I actually don't do them because they turn into ego lifts.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so strong with my bench and deads. I'm like, I just don't want to progress it and tear packing them all for years.
Oh, absolutely.
Stuff like
That's
that.
the hard part.
It sounds stupid, but even though I warm up, I probably warm up for a half hour on all my lifts before I even touch a heavy weight.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to risk it.
Yeah, no, that's huge. If there was a strongman event going on this summer, like even you talk about, it'd be cool to see you hop in the area.
I'd definitely be down for it. I talked about doing one this past April actually, and it just never happened. I wanted to do a bench and dead meet.
Yeah.
And I did bench like twice in the past 4 months for it.
Okay.
And that's when I put up those stupid videos of like me doing bench, but I don't know what even the numbers are.
You had like 315 for like 30 reps or something.
Yeah, that was one of them. I did 4 or 5 for 9 or something. That's the first time I touched bench. In years. I haven't benched in probably 4 years.
Well, I think the growth is happening. Yeah. So that's awesome.
And that's why with this power bodybuilding thing, that's probably where I got my most growth, was stopping the bench press eagle lift, the squat barbell eagle lift, and try to maximize those on different movements. Like trying to do my incline barbell a little bit safer for your shoulders and chest and everything, but you can still progress that lift.
How would you progress with, you mentioned the squat and building your legs over those years.
Yeah.
How would you progress those differently than just doing the barbell eagle squat lift and everything?
So I just wouldn't do barbells. I do Smith and try to progress that, whether it's reps or weight. I go between those two. 1 week will be reps, one will be try to progress my weight for that movement. Hack squats, I love hack squats.
Yeah. I know from training with you a little bit, you're a huge time and attention person. So that's killer.
Yeah, that time and attention, you can get so crazy. There's endless options to training, and you just got to find new styles and keep it fresh.
So with your clients, are you also implementing the same type of training with them, or do you have to pull it back because their mindset, their experience might not be where yours is at? Obviously,
it just depends on the client. If I have someone that's in bodybuilding, can do this, can keep up with these lifts, I'm going to take them through it. But if I have 7-year-old ladies, I have high school wrestlers, they just demand different training styles. At any time actually when I was working there, I had the whole Hudson wrestling team, the varsity wrestling team. I had 8 varsity wrestlers. Right now I have 4 currently that are doing pretty good, and I take them through a lot of bodybuilding stuff, but we'll also do the other stuff as well. So I just implement different stuff with them. It's fun. Those guys just push. They just, I'll be training them, and I'm like, "Are you feeling okay? Like, you look a little white in the face." And they're like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Let's keep going." And then they're like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Yeah, I threw up." Like I know that look.
You can rally.
You can back off. You don't have to be hardcore all the time. So.
But they probably appreciate having someone like you as their coach and trainer taking them through that, because it gives them another level to try to earn that respect, right? And their place at the table among their teammates.
Especially when you find a strength coach.
Oh,
like,
God,
with us, we fucking go to war for that, man. Like, you're going to give your all.
And that's what's encouraging for you, too, when you have those type of guys who are going to tell you there's no limitations. And which is hard for you to measure now, because you got to keep a track on that. But when you have that type of attitude, it helps kind of the other.
Next level, for sure.
How about now the cardio aspect? Are you so locked in with your clients on nutrition that cardio is not that huge, or is it just
cardio is always there? I feel like it's a necessity. Even I kind of slack on it. I try to do 1 to 2 days myself. Cardio sucks, to be honest. All on the board. Everyone hates cardio.
Let's just say
it. But I try to keep it in. Even for off-season clients, I'll keep 2-3 days a week, 10 minutes, and your workout, just for digestion as well. Just keep your body moving. Process that food.
That's not too bad.
I know Mark Bell's huge on that too. In stand efforting, I always talk about 10-minute walks. Numerous times throughout the day.
It doesn't have to be crazy. For prep clients, cardio is as needed, really. So if you're nailing your nutrition, you're losing weight, there's no need for cardio. If you look good,
So do you think, I know there's been, studies saying it doesn't matter, some says it does on both sides of the field, but when it comes to fast cardio, do you care either way if your clients do that or not?
I don't care either way. Like, some people prefer it. Just if I was up to an hour and a half of cardio a day, so I only did fasted cardio because it split up my cardio. So I do 45 minutes in the morning, 45 post workout. But if you're working out, if you don't want to do cardio post workout, so be it. You're still burning fat, really. So.
Now, when you're doing that hour and a half and you have it split up throughout your day, are you obviously getting more lean during the whole time versus just doing it, 1 hour and a half straight or whatever it was?
I guess thinking about it, behind it, the theory is if you're doing things in frequency, you're going to increase that. So
And spike your metabolism and all that stuff too.
Yeah,
or
if you're doing it more frequent.
Okay.
Just like with anything with training, if you're hitting a body part more times throughout the week, you're gonna grow from it and you're gonna change.
And with cardio, I know some other bodybuilding friends that I've spoken with, they actually they hate killing their legs. They do so much legs, they're trying to grow the legs you were talking about while they're trying to lean out. So a lot of times their fasted cardio, or whatever cardio would be in the morning, is going to the gym and just doing a really light full body workout with weight for that 45 minutes. Do you advertise that, or is that not?
They like it, honestly. I have some clients that do fasted and they like it. Yeah, keep it in if you like it. But I don't advertise it.
Yeah. The weightlifting though is like the light weightlifting gonna
like a body flush, you mean?
Yeah, if you're doing if you go instead of doing straight cardio like with on the treadmill or whatever.
Full body hit workout.
Yeah, you can do a full body hit workout for 45 minutes lightweight. Is that okay, or do you say stay away from that because it's gonna affect your workout?
Some clients do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll throw that in.
Do it.
Yeah, if you can do it,
okay,
and you want to do a full body workout, do it.
I think what you're saying too about if that's what they enjoy, then go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
I think that is so much more important than just like having such a rigid structure or such a rigid program that you have to do this, and this.
Yeah, there's so many ways to get to your goal.
Absolutely. If you don't enjoy training, that person's not going to be a client of yours for very long. And you may not see as good of results as you would with maybe another technique. Maybe that other technique is suboptimal, but if they're going to buy into it more and do it better, it's going to be better for them in the long run.
Yeah, for sure in the long run.
Sorry, you gonna elaborate on that?
Nope.
Okay. For you, who are some of your heroes, or not even heroes, but people that you looked up to in the industry that kind of you were fascinated with to get into the bodybuilding world?
Yeah, I guess all the grades really. You talked about Flex Lewis.
Yeah.
I took one of my first bodybuilding pros I met was Flex Lewis, and when I was 17.
Yeah, I saw your picture on your Instagram. You guys are about the same height.
Yeah,
you're
he's
actually
like
a little taller.
he's like an inch shorter, but he's like twice my size. It's just crazy. He just looks So, I mean, I don't even know what my overall goal is really. I just gonna keep going until I can't. But you gotta have some sort of goal. But
So for the future for you, do you have any sort of do you want to hopefully one day, maybe you don't even want to say it, you don't want to get to the Olympia stage, you just want to kind of take it slow and see what happens?
I can progress really with what I'm doing. Yeah, it's definitely a genetic sport. Like you see some of these freaks that'll grow, like Charles Griffin. Charles on. He in 4 years he became a monster on the Olympia stage. And I did his 2014 Mr. Minnesota. He won that actually. So and I won teens.
Wow.
And I've been competing already for 3 years, and this is his first show ever, and he wins. Stuff like that. It's definitely a genetic sport.
Yeah.
I have decent genetics, shorter, broader build, but you gotta have that next level genetics for sure.
And do you think it matters height when you're on stage? Does it matter if you're shorter or taller when it comes to judging? Does that really play a part just on aesthetically?
For sure. If you're too short, you can get overlooked with these taller guys.
Okay.
But you're gonna look blockier.
Okay.
But sometimes that plays to your disadvantage. If you're blockier, your waist is gonna look bigger. You're not gonna have that super V taper, stuff like that. So.
Okay. And as far as your clients that you've trained, I know you recently had one of your clients. Was it the MPC North he won, or what did he win up there?
Was that this last year?
Yeah. Was that the one he won?
Yep, but that's the Upper Midwest. So I won that last year.
Okay.
And he won that this year.
Oh, so you trained?
Yeah, so I got to hand the trophy off to him on stage.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like that, and he trained for it. He did it to the T. Like he drank every ounce of water I had on there. He did everything perfectly. So it showed. Yeah, you can't knock him for that. It showed.
That's awesome. That's huge.
Yeah.
And for you to know that you've, now you got to figure out who you're going to train next year to take up there.
Yeah, right.
That's cool.
I think I had a couple clients actually talking about that already. So that we're going to take the
Writer?
Yeah.
Not happening. I have too many tattoos. I wouldn't look that cool.
Oh, I have a couple guys with full body tattoos actually. Full back tattoo, and they do well still. It's just
really?
Yeah, if your shapes are popping.
Objection overcome.
Damn it.
Tyler, your response?
I don't want to.
Yeah, there you go.
I like whiskey and I love to fucking eat.
There you go. Do you have, is it a different approach to training women to training men when it comes to being a trainer too? Do you have to approach it differently?
It's not really to a degree. If they're training hard, I'm still going to train hard. Yeah, Amanda trained just as hard as me. Yesterday she had my same weight on for hack squats. I did 20 reps and then she did 20 reps. I'm like,
Dude, sometimes women surprise the shit out.
Yeah.
We talk about
Yeah.
a lot. I love training women.
She won't throw up, but she'll cry. She'll keep going until she cries. I'll throw up if I do too much. She'll cry and she'll keep going.
Nice.
I swear women have a higher pain tolerance.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, without
It's
they're
crazy.
They're
They'll
like
just keep
cockroaches, man. They don't
Yeah,
die.
they won't stop.
God, they just don't. They don't give up. I love it.
That's the way, yeah.
It's crazy. So.
Especially when you get them like in that like early 20s. I have a group of girls in the summer, and they'll train for like 2.5 hours. Like, are we done? I'm like, no, go do like 3 sled sprints and die. And they're done, and then they're sitting there like, anything else? I'm like, okay, sandbag carry. Finally, they're like, I'm like, no, go fucking eat. Get out of here. They just don't. I love training women.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a couple like that as well. It's just, they're crazy. So I had some girls actually that'll do my half-hour session. They only want to do half hour, and then they'll go to the other gym and train for another hour.
No way.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, they're.
What the hell? Do you have clients that you're training for other, weight loss goals besides just bodybuilding?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
trying to gain strength?
Huge variety of clients. So
Okay.
from those high school wrestlers to that 7-year-old lady that I have. So it's all over the board. Lifestyle clients, a lot of just lifestyle really. So
What's that?
I
Oh,
have
really?
Amanda's parents. I
wow.
have family, friends, everyone across
That's
the board. So it's I talk about bodybuilding a lot, but I have mainly lifestyle clients that I train. It's a lot more of them than bodybuilding. Bodybuilding's rare. So
Yeah, and it's a lot more transferable too when you have the person who works their regular job and it's different,
Yeah.
and they just want to feel better and look better,
Yep.
right? And they see how easy someone like you makes it look from the outside, even though we don't know how hard you work and how strict your nutrition. You make it look so easy. So they have the confidence to go to you and hear other people's success stories from seeing what they've done. It's really impressive.
for sure. So it's a wide variety.
And right now you train your clients sort of where again?
Midwest Health and Fitness
And that is
in Hudson, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yep.
And do you ever train people at other gyms or go to their house or have them come to anything
Thought
like
about
that?
it,
Or
but yeah, I just one location
Okay.
right now. Yeah, just keep it simple. If you're I have people come from Apple Valley, drive an hour to
Really?
come train.
That's awesome.
Brooklyn
Nice.
Park, yeah,
Wow.
stuff like that.
Wow, maybe we can head over there someday and meet up with you and have you take us
get
through
over
there.
there.
Looks
Yeah,
like a
it's
really cool
awesome.
spot.
It's really cool if you've never been there. It's like kind of like that Los Campiones, but a
Yeah.
little bit less. That
Yeah.
same atmosphere.
Yeah.
You can put on your own music and go. So,
Okay. Very cool.
yeah, it's awesome.
Have you thought of in the future? Do you want to open your own gym? Do you want to have? What have you thought about in the future if you had very like your ultimate goal?
But ideally, everyone wants to open their own gym. That's like the dream for a lot of bodybuilders and
Yeah.
fitness world. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see definitely. So I'm starting here. This is my first year on my own, doing my own business. It went really well. We'll see what the next year brings. It's already off to a really good start this year. We'll just keep growing. So,
Sure.
That's to me, that's really impressive being so young that you're doing so well
I
on your
appreciate
own
that,
with your
yeah.
business. Yeah, it is being a business owner myself. It takes a lot, so
Yeah.
that's really cool to see that you made that leap and you've been
Yeah,
successful with it.
it's a huge leap of faith. Like I had a lot of people that pushed me to do it, and like anytime in those bigger box office gyms are great. They start you out, but you need that next step, something else. Like what else is next? So I had like Amanda pushing me to do this. Other clients that are like, we're gonna follow you wherever you go. It's like, yeah, let's do it. So
You just gotta say fuck it.
Yeah,
Because
you just gotta go
like
for it.
I know when I opened up my business, I couldn't stand being at where I was one more goddamn
yeah,
day.
exactly.
Just
So,
I'd go in there with just a sick
yeah,
feeling
my
in my
motivation
stomach.
was so down.
Yeah.
and then I was talking to her.
Especially-
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't grow anymore, then you need to move on.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Well, especially how much you're putting into it. You were
Yeah.
talking about, and then you're talking about kind of the frustration of you want to do things one way, but obviously they have a guidelines of doing things another way.
Yeah.
Where you know your strengths and maybe you're not utilizing them as well. It's tough.
Yeah, you need freedom. Like if you want to grow and be your own business owner, you need
Yeah,
freedom.
that's all you
So,
see at global gyms is you can't. And I know some of these clubs they like promote entrepreneurship, but they don't really.
It's so
Yeah.
funny when
It's
they
so-
do that.
yeah,
Like,
they're
it's-
so
it's-
full of
it
shit.
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
So-
they're just trying to get people to sell shit. But
Yeah.
Yeah, just a
and it's-
number.
Yeah. It's a whole like franchise model or corporate model or whatever. It's like a small cell of people do something extremely well and they want to branch out and do that all over the nation, which includes their ideology, their methods, their philosophy. But the trouble is that people like myself, people like Trevor come in there, we get our start there, and then they really just clip your wings. They have no non-competes, you can't do anything online, you can't step too far out of line, but they also start preaching this entrepreneurship bullshit
Yeah,
because
your
they
own
want you
boss
to
kinda
sell
thing.
more.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it's such a conflicting. It's a tough space to be in. It's conflicting and it's confusing, really.
Yeah, that's why some coaches coach their whole career. There's nothing wrong with that.
There isn't. No.
And then the ones who move on, are usually the ones who are cause friction and do stuff in the industry. So I like
And
that.
they're also the ones that make money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
huge. That's why.
So-
Yeah, they actually can make a good living.
You can stay at Globo Gym, make 40 or
All day.
maybe 60 or 80 if you want to kill yourself and have no balance in your life and no relationships.
Yeah.
Or you can go out on your own and you can make 80% commission on your shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, for sure. That's huge.
It's way more fulfilling too.
yeah.
It is. Like, yeah. Having freedom.
And what Nick was saying there too, about giving you congratulations on what you've built so young. I think a large part of that goes to how you made yourself visible. How like I had met you years ago. You want to talk a little bit how you would see, just because your overall excitement as a young kid. I mean, you're still young, but traveling a couple hours at different gyms just to train for yourself. All there is huge for you to build your name and respect
out there. And I'm that person that if I see someone struggling, I'm gonna go help them. But I don't know them. Amanda gets mad at me for this. I'll like stop my lift.
She's the worst. God,
Why are you here?
Love you, Amanda. Yeah, I'll go out of my way to
He
like.
finally has like a group he can team up on her. Yeah.
I would not want to be in that car on the way home.
God damn it. Oh, she's
yourself for a
awesome.
second.
Amanda's the nicest person ever. She can't defend herself.
She just wants all your attention.
Yeah, she just wants
I'm a little needy.
yeah, a little bit,
Just a
but
little
as women are.
Yeah, I was just like, isn't that all women?
that's all.
Why don't you communicate?
Because I don't know how.
I'm a man.
So sorry, back to you helping out people who need help.
We had to have one fucking tangent. Dave.
Yeah.
Just had one.
Why'd I come?
Yeah. That's why I brought you.
Are you gonna get beat when you get
Yeah.
home? I'm sorry, bro. She looks tough as shit.
She's gonna have that extra donut for sure today.
Yeah.
thing comes up. It's like, oh, who's gonna yell at me?
Oh, that's awesome.
Who's gonna be like, jumper?
Yeah, great. But yeah, I just go out of my way to help people. If I see them struggling I seen this girl struggling on split squats yesterday, and she had her foot up on a bench, and I was just like, gave her this other option for a split squat, so she's more comfortable. Cause she's tipping the bench and stuff. So just you gotta do that extra step. Get your face out there, help people.
And
We're all in
obviously
this
succeed a lot.
together, really. So it's you gotta show love everywhere. So
All the good coaches want to see people succeed.
yeah, you gotta
Plain and
see people
simple.
succeed.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions?
As far as it's always a if and when you guys are so young, but Amanda also trains as well, and she's been in some shows and done really well as well, right?
Yep.
Have you guys thought about the future of kids, or is that just way out of the question?
Oh yeah, that's why I
Because-
won't let her take that next step. Yeah. She's like,
Okay.
figure for her is like, honestly, it destroys women's bodies. Really,
Yeah.
you get that lean. You're not supposed to be that lean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to a degree, like I won't let her compete for a bit, and it's selfish, but it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Amanda?
Well, I
Too close,
basically
sorry.
agree. Like, I kind of made the decision. People ask me, "Are you gonna compete?" And I'm like, "No, I'm done."
Yeah.
I mean,
At least for
I'd much
now.
rather
And
have
good
a
for you, yeah.
choice. If I want to have kids, I want to make sure that I have that choice to have kids. I don't want
Yeah.
that taken away from me.
Yeah.
it's you just be safe, really. Yeah.
Awesome. I think that's always not a touchy subject, but just one that you kind of
It is.
question a lot
It
from the
is.
outside looking in, because you kind of wonder what's more important to
You never
people at that
know.
point.
Yeah, because anything can happen. So yeah, what's more important, really, in the long run. So
I mean, what was it? The last show, probably below 7% body fat.
Yeah,
It's
for
like I
over
don't want to.
gosh.
I don't want to maintain that. I need
Yeah.
to slowly
Man.
get
Yeah.
back on.
yeah, she just got okay now. Like a year later, her body's just like fine. Like okay, hormones are back to being stable. She has energy again.
Thank God.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's secretly why. Never again.
And let's talk about that a little bit, because I love some of your stories about. You want to talk about some of the maybe for Amanda too, but for you, Trevor, when you would get down your leanest for your on-stage body weight,
Yeah.
how much weight would you gain back in a couple days after lifting?
My most
or eating?
Yeah, most I've gone from Saturday to Sunday, Sunday nights was 35 pounds in one day.
Holy shit.
I couldn't fit in my shoes. I couldn't see.
That's
my eyes
so
were so
funny.
swollen. I was 35 pounds in one day.
That's insane.
It
I did
hurt.
half that, and I thought that was pretty impressive.
It hurts. Yeah, it hurts. Like, it is the worst.
Were you just like
feeling.
eating salt?
Oh yeah, anything. Probably
Drinking water?
Yeah, it was horrible. I probably did a 20,000 calorie cheat meal. Like,
My man.
day.
That sounds fucking epic.
It was horrible.
It's on. That's what we need to
Yeah.
do.
Challenge accepted. Oh my god. Yeah. That's stuff.
awesome.
Yeah. It definitely, bodybuilding's awesome too. The last couple days into a show, like, or after
Yeah.
a show, like you're depleting, you're water depleting, you're hungry, you're just everywhere. Hormones are everywhere. You're tired, you're hungry. So it's,
I don't know how people do it.
yeah, it's healthy until those last couple days.
Yeah.
So,
Especially you see some of these guys who are trying to compete for these big shows. You know, they kind of jump from show to show to show. I don't know how the hell they keep that sustainable.
yeah, there's
That's
no way.
Yeah.
It's so damn hard on your body.
Yeah. Taking a picture here quick.
All right.
There we go.
You gonna flex it?
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Pretend we're talking. Yeah. Mad Dog would.
What do they say on Anchorman when they're at the end of the scenes, you know, and they're talking?
Oh, he's like,
talking
I'm
shit to
gonna
each other?
punch you right in the ovaries.
Giant whore.
Yeah.
So for you, Trevor, do you have any sponsors, or do you want to kind of, give a shout out to them, or talk about how people can get in touch with you if they want to follow you,
Yeah.
or just get in touch with you for training at all if you have any openings? or-
Yeah, so I basically advertise myself through social media. I don't promote a ton. I'm not about whoring myself out on social media, honestly.
Respect.
Like, I hate that
Yes,
stuff.
mad
I
respect.
hate it. I've done it recently because I want to get out there
You
a
gotta
little
do
more.
some
I do
with
some.
integrity.
Yeah.
There's a difference between
To a degree. I
showing the
hate
world
that
what
stuff,
you
so-
do.
Yeah.
and,
like,
I mean, you
predatory
don't wear
marketing.
like little G-strings and do
Yeah, right?
squats.
Try- Yeah.
I thought about it.
Oh,
But I don't know.
yeah. So, but yeah, people reach out to me through social media, and even though I don't post a ton, it's still there.
And what's your Instagram name they can reach you at?
Just Trever Birch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And BURCH?
BURCH. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, you got that locked down, huh?
Locked in.
Nice.
My man.
It's just-
I wish I could get just my name.
Yeah.
And do you have a website all they can go to, or the gym website? Or?
Yeah, so you can go into Midwest Health and Fitness, and I'm a trainer through there. So
Okay.
I contract train out of that gym. So
Nice.
yeah,
Awesome.
Awesome.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, that was
You guys
good.
anything else?
No, that was good. I loved it.
You guys got anything else?
I'm good.
Fun crew. Now we need to go over there and get a pump
Yeah,
session.
get a workout in.
Yeah, that
I want
was-
to watch
yeah.
this guy. Can we hit
See
his
what he
shoulders?
actually-
He'll cry.
It'll be really
something
boring for you
crazy.
guys. It'll take 5 minutes.
We're at Los one day and he's like, he starts grabbing his shoulders. Like, what's wrong with you?
Hanging out on a preacher curl. Just
What, you
like-
have delts now, bud.
Well, thank you. That was awesome.